All right, Shalom. Giving all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS that teach us this truth in the spirit, and the names and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Peace, love, and blessings unto the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, the true believers. All right, the true elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Praying that I am of that number. And like I said, double honors to the elders and apostles, the bishops, and the Akim on down of Great Millstone that have been laboring in this truth for many years. All right, and we're in the time, of course, biblical prophecy, living in the latter end. And I just want to name the title of this lesson, All the Stages of Being Set. All right, all these things that's going on in the planet Earth, in the world. All right, the latest topic is Trump dealing with Greenland and that tariff, which I'm going to play a clip right quick. It's a short. All right, and this is all fair use. All right, pray that I don't get no copyright strike or anything like that, because this information that's out now is overwhelming. And the Lord revealed those secrets unto the servants, the prophets, Amos 3:7, to give that warning, pursuing to Ezekiel 3:17, giving that warning from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai before death and destruction come upon the 2/3 of the house of Israel. All right, and what we're doing is make our calling and election sure by doing our due diligence to preach this word, be instant, in season, out of season, and constantly enduring, all right, the life that we're living now, and ultimately to prepare us for the hour of temptation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Only the elect will be covered and protected and not receive that mark when the hour of temptation falls upon the whole planet Earth, mainly in Babylon the Great, where the main deliverance is going to take place, and also the main destruction. And Lord will, I go out tomorrow through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's going to be my lesson through the spirit. All right, death and destruction, and then, ultimately salvation and deliverance spontaneously. That's going to happen in the end times that we're living in now. All right, so I'm going to play the clip.
Donald Trump is threatening to use tariffs to get his way over Greenland, and that is threatening a new trade war between Europe and the US. The president announced a 10% levy on goods from 8 European countries starting on the 1st of February, then rising to 25% in June, unless there was a deal reached for the US to purchase Greenland. Now, these tariffs are targeted at the countries who said they'll take part in token NATO military exercises in Greenland, which presently is an autonomous territory and part of the Kingdom of Denmark. So after these words of warning from the president, the question very quickly became, what can the European Union do? Well, the bloc has already approved 108 billion in retaliatory tariffs on US products, but has paused their implementation while a diplomatic solution is sought. President Trump has repeated his claim that the US needs to own Greenland for security reasons, even insisting that it would strengthen NATO. But there may be other reasons at play here. In a letter to the Norwegian Prime Minister, President Trump expressed his grievances at not being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. That prize is awarded not by the government of Norway, but by an independent committee. If President Trump follows through with a full 25% tariff threat, it could cut the targeted country's US exports by as much as 50%. And all of this could prove an unwelcome interruption into the rally of European equities. They have outperformed their US peers for the last 12 months. Donald Trump is threatening to use tariffs.
And little do Donald Trump knows he's doing the bidding, other than the elites, his puppet masters that's controlling him. He's ultimately doing the bidding of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, via prophecies that's going to happen in the latter time. And throughout the years that the elders and apostles been preaching, Revelation 17 and 16 is definitely coming to pass, and it will be fulfilled to its full potential because it is biblical prophecy. All right, for the ones that trust in the Lord and know that the spirit of Yahweh Shah, who the word English calls, JC, is the spirit of prophecy pursuing the Revelation 19 and 10. And that cruel Lord has to be, Nero, Rini Vivos, the rebirth or the reborn, all right, of Nero via through Donald J. Trump. Whether people can receive it or not, we see it through the spirit. And we know all things are, spirits coming back in his light to fulfill the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Let's go straight to the point. I'm going to start at 17, verse 14. Revelation 17 and 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and kings of kings, and they that are with him are called chosen and faithful. All right, the one that's called chosen and faithful are the elect that's going to be delivered by the way of the chariots, the host of angels that Yahweh Shai is coming back. All right, one precept I'm thinking about is Matthew 24 and 29 down to 31. 1 Thessalonians 4, I believe 18, should be called in the air with him. All right, in Revelation 1 and 7, he cometh with clouds, man. He's come with the host of the angels, because that's the Lord's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's army. All right, extraterrestrial angelic force that's going to come from the heavens. And people don't have to believe it, but we know that they are faithful and true, just like this book, just like all the prophecies that's happening upon the planet Earth. And yeah, we get frustrated with these, scoffers and scorners via through the TikTok that Elder Manat Zabah be catching and rebuking, but it's all through the spirit. And I'm thinking of 2 Ezra 15 and 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right. And one of his latest videos was a Negro man talking cash money, stuff ultimately towards Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah through the spirit. Verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right. Micah 2, 1 on down to 2. The Lord put the spirit upon these devils to be conquerors and liars by the way of the force of the sword. All right. And their sword is their high intelligence, dealing with weaponry, technology. That's why Esau Edom has the fatness of the earth, pursuant to Genesis the 27th chapter, him receiving that blessing, that he should gain the fatness of the earth, and by thy sword you shall live, you shall prosper. All right, and that's the only way that these Edomites are prospering in the world. All right, they are the ones that's on top, and the Lord put them in power, but only for a short moment, pursuing the Job 14 and 5, and also Job 20 and 5. Okay. So we're definitely at the end. All right, the end of the fourth quarter, the last seconds of the fourth quarter. All right. And we hope that this place do not last another year, man. All right, ultimately, Lord will, we be out of here at least by 2027, 2028. Lord's will. All right, but in due time, we have to continue to prophesy, continue to have the faith, continue to believe and do his work. All right. Salakia, let this pass by. Salakia. Verse 16. And the 10 horns, which is NATO and the EU. All right, and those 10 horns are symbolic to the 10 toes. That's in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and I believe also Daniel, the 7th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, but I know for sure it's in Daniel, the 2nd chapter. And at the latter part of that chapter, it said a stone came from heaven. All right, and that stone represents Yahweh Shai coming down from heaven and destroying the new current system, the new age Rome, which is Babylon the Great America. And through the spirit, you got certain individuals in the world, all right, mainly in the politics, all right, and of the heathens. They know that America fashions after the likeness of the Roman Empire, that the Western Roman Empire that were ruled by the Edomites. All right, and it's a book out there. Rome is Edom. All right, the empire of the Edomites, man, which go back to Mount Seir, Mount Petra, over there in the Middle East near Jordan. All right, you can do your research and look those things up. And the same constructural, figures and monuments that they have over in Mount Petra and during the Greeks and the Roman Empire is the same ones fashioned today via the Washington Monument, the White House, so on and so forth. So there's no new thing underneath the sun. Salakia. Verse 16, Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. That's that friction between NATO, the EU, versus Babylon, the Great America. And pursuing Jeremiah 49, the 49th chapter, verse 20, and it's also in the 50th chapter, I believe, verse 46. The least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, the least of the flock represents Amalek, which Amalek are the happy hats, man, the tiny tops. All right, gotta speak in code, cause I'm gonna hit you with that anti. And that's the times we're living in too. Persecution. All right, lies, deception. You already had it. Certain, the elders, speaking of Elder Manat Zabah and certain brothers, done did videos about the 1,000 pastors that went over there, and Elder ICR too. All right, did great edifying videos of those 1,000 pastors going over there to that land to get their new assignments. All right, their new papers on what and how to deceive the people. All right, it's all about deception, man. Verse 17, for the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, to the Roman Empire, or the ancient Roman Empire, which in today's time, New Rome, is Babylon the Great America. All right, and ultimately boils down to NATO and the EU giving their alliances and their allegiance to submitting to the whore. Ultimately, it's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, we know precepts on that, man. Daniel 4:17 is one. Proverbs 21:1. Proverbs, I believe, 24:20. Man's going is of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So even if these individuals want, to stop, poverty, war, evils in the earth, the Lord put the spirit upon them to increase in those evils, because they are indeed the wicked. All right. And pursuing the 2nd Ezra 15:11, their wickedness have reached into the heavens. Matter of fact, let me get that. Hey, this is the time of great judgment. Verse 8, 2 Ezra 15 and 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the blood crieth unto me, and the soul of the just complain continually. Us being the elect, we're complaining. All right. Even, of our people, that was 2/3, they go back into the heavens once they perish, and they're praying for the downfall of these armed heathens, man, because now they're back in their right mind. But let me go further up. Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. That's the point. All right. The climax of wickedness has been reached. And of course, it's only going to intensify as we prolong our days on this earth in this wicked rulership. But at the end, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to throw this bitch down. All right, he's going to throw down this wicked society. All right, and uplift and uprise the righteous kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which the Israelites are going to be joint heirs, because we are the true chosen people. The ones that's underneath the curses, the ones that are at the bottom, are the ones that's, great in all things, but despise all at the same time. And that's all you see, dealing with these ICE agents, going after the northern kingdom, and then ultimately going after the southern kingdom, the darker skinned tribes, man. Because at the end of the day, by the blood, sweat, and tears of the slaves, the Israelites, this empire has got established. And this is the reason why it's so great, because of Israel. But us being at the bottom and us being on the curses, us having the curses put upon us, we wasn't going to be recognized. All right, Amos 1 and 10. In the same land, it said, you are not my people. That, roughly paraphrasing, it shall be said that you are the sons or the children of the living God, the living power. All right, we are the Israelites, man. And it's just so crazy that you even have the heathens, all right, the Edomites starting off, and the rest of the heathen recognizing us as being the chosen people of the Lord. But we're not ought to have, retributions or recognitions by these heathens. We want to be retributed and recognized by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, be it through salvation, be it through deliverance. That's what we're hoping and praying for, man. All right, as we constantly battle, each and every day to be that hopeful potential elect. All right. In another video a brother did, I'm gonna go back. It says the U.S. versus NATO wars will begin soon. Prophecy breaking out, breaking news going into that. Because I believe he mentioned that the states, got Greenland. All right. Which is still going to escalate to the beast hating the whore and burning her, making her desolate and naked and burning her with fire, because that's biblical prophecy. All right. But meanwhile, our people want to live it up. They don't think that the so-called white man, the government, that be, they don't think that ultimately they want them to be destroyed. They don't, ultimately it just boils down to our people trusting in Egypt, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. And they're in for a rude awakening, because according to prophecy and according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Esau Edom is the wicked. He's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follower. And martial law is going to be implemented. Civil unrest, class wars, civil war, race wars, race riots. That's all going to come to pass, and it was already prophesied in the book long before it happened. But now we see through the Spirit that it is happening right now, man. But we have to be occupied in prophecy, as it says in Sirach, the 39th chapter, verse 1, and keep pushing and keep striving for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So I'm gonna play the clip.
Hey, Shalom. We got some breaking news. Trump will be taking over Greenland. They're sending soldiers all up in that area right now. Things are happening in planet Earth, giving all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Lavakarium, Shal Yash Allah, that's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. It is getting hot. It's heating up in Great Babylon.
Guys, big breaking news coming out. Denmark just sent more soldiers to Greenland. A bunch of Danish soldiers are heading to Greenland today, January 19, 2026. And not just a few, they're calling it a substantial increase. The head of the Danish army would go to. Man.
So things are heating up. We got many fronts, like this. The scripture said there should be wars and rumors of wars. Wars and rumors of wars. And this is a rumor. And this is going to bring in, Revelation 17, because there must be a separation with that woman that sits upon the 7 heads and 10 horns, which is this place here, Great Babylon, and the EU and NATO. Where did I say where I wanted to go here? Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get this wars and rumors of war. So we at the end, pay attention. Things are moving extremely fast. This is Matthew 24 verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, this is Yahushua, his disciples, or the disciples, came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So we're looking for Yahushua's coming, the second coming.
So, hey, at the end of the day, it's evident, it's inevitable. And you can subscribe to the brothers channel, Saints of New Jersey. Saints of Jersey. All right. Going into, ultimately the times that we're living in. So I'm gonna close that. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Yeah. Salakia. I about to say you good. I was supposed to catch the bus at 2:10. Hopefully she pick up.
Yeah, wait a minute. I could have messed around. I could have made your call. I saw one of your numbers jump up there, but it wasn't my call.
Okay.
You right? You good? Mm-hmm. No, that's your call. I ain't look. I ain't dial that number. It jumped. Your phone had jumps. I put my number in, and it just jumped for some reason.
The 229 number?
Yeah, 7936. Thank you so much. And then I'm calling the office. I'm trying to reach the lady. Let me put on speaker. I don't know why she want to answer a damn phone.